Once this video gets released, all of the BTS members will be done with their services either in the military or in social work. That also means that all of the members will soon be planning a world tour, which is something that J-Hope actually spoke of quite recently. Which also means that websites will crash down and resellers will spike up ticket prices for seats in huge arenas. And I'm not going to deal with any of that. You know why? Because most likely everything will be sold out in less than an hour and I'll be left in the dark with my already empty wallet and my poor light stick. So here's a video explaining why I deserve to go to a BTS concert. Let's get it. BTW, this video isn't meant to be taken seriously. Please don't hurt me. Reason number 1, I'm a good person. Just saying this makes me feel like a narcissistic, self-centered, conceited, egotistical, snobbish, high and mighty, arrogant, prideful, stuck-up person. But I'm not. I promise. I'm very sweet and very considerate of other people, and I'm definitely not lying. Reason number 2, I'm an adult, meaning I don't need my parents' permission. The first time I asked if I could go to a concert was for the Love Yourself tour, so I could experience Magic Shop in person and bawl my eyes out. I was ultimately rejected for a stupid reason that I will not explain, and yes, I still have beef thinking about that situation. But that was years ago, and now I'm allowed to take public transportation all alone with no adult supervision and walk down the street without the fear of being followed. Reason number 3, I'm not a stalker or a creep. Reason number 4, I know that they're fully grown adults. You know who you are, you 20-year-old with pacifier loving weirdos at meet and greets. Reason number 5, my light stick is inexperienced. Okay, this reason sounds a bit strange, but let me explain. I was able to get my very first light stick recently, and it took me a long time to get one because they're always too expensive for me to reasonably get. And I was very, very happy when I finally got my hands on one. However, the only times I use it is when I need a flashlight or when I'm watching a recorded video of a live performance. So my poor light stick, one that has never been paired to concert mode, should get to experience being in an arena full of other concert mode paired light sticks, don't you think? Reason number 6, I've been in the army for a long time. I'm old, okay? I've been a fan for almost a decade, and before I go on, please let me clarify something. In all seriousness, it doesn't matter how long of a fan you've been, because as long as you respect them and want to support them, in a very healthy, safe, and legal way, you should be able to just go. But man, when I see an elementary school student get to experience going, I can't help but just fake being supportive. Reason number 7, I know their names. Very impressive, isn't it? And guess what? I can do more than the bare minimum because I can pronounce their names correctly too. Reason number 8, I have never experienced hearing their voices reverb through an arena. You know those edited audios where it's like in 3D or 8D? Now imagine hearing that in real life. You're bound to be the first person in the world to experience floating from the ground all by yourself. Reason number 9, I have a best friend who also really wants to go. And if you have a heart, you know you can't separate two people who are two pieces of a puzzle, right? Man, that was a tongue twister. Reason number 10, I get to see them in person. For me, I always try to remember that these are real and normal people. They're just like us, except they're rich and humble. They're richable. They actually exist, and from seeing all the silly and weird things they do, it's easy to remember that. But in this case, it's like never being able to read the final book of a series or eating the most delicious bite out of a sandwich or finishing an ice cream cone. Man, am I getting hungry. Reason number 11, I will ultimately get emotional. This reason might not seem important, but for me it is, because I have never cried out of happiness before. The thing with BTS songs is that a lot of them are poetic. If you were to translate their song lyrics into a language that you can personally understand, it's like reading a literal poem. And the magical power of music allows you to feel without having to understand a word, and that's the beauty of it. Music is its own language, and now imagine how you would feel if you listened to it through giant speakers in a gigantic room with beautiful lights all around you, instead of only through your earphones. Boom. Tears. Reason number 12, I have good concert etiquette. For those who hold up their gigantic signs that are bigger than Earth itself or for longer than you need to, you should really check in with yourself. I'm already a really short person, and I find that to be a cute characteristic of mine. But there are downsides to it sometimes, and one of them is not being able to see what's in front of you. Can you imagine a giant board or a light stick blocking your way? Honestly, they're probably so close you would think it's gonna whack you in the face. Now, little old me, I wouldn't do that. Reason number 13, I won't live forever. Period. And because this isn't 13 reasons why, I have one final reason. Reason number 14, I'll be able to look back at this moment. Hey, do you know who these people are? Oh, these guys? Man, this photo takes me back. Let me tell you all about them. Hello. This is an after message or an ending message, I guess, for the video. This video was simply made as like a pure joke. In all seriousness, realistically speaking, going to a BTS concert is like my dream, but at the same time, it's not something I am prioritizing in my life, just because with everything going on in the world right now, trying to get into a BTS concert is certainly not as important as just obtaining your basic necessities to live. I think I am very privileged to be able to even make a video like this where it's just literally me complaining about not being able to go in a very silly way. Silly and bratty kind of way. But yeah, this was just made out of just pure unseriousness. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it made you smile at least a little bit, at least 1%. And if it did, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!